On this Gun Talk Hunt, we're talking Kifaru International with Kenneth Thrall.
Hey, I'm KJ, dedicated lifelong hunter here. If you got an interest in all things hunting, you're in the right spot. Whether chasing quail across the plains of Oklahoma or in pursuit of elk in the backcountry of British Columbia, you'll always find me on the hunt.
This episode is brought to you by Silencer Central, Range Ready Studios, and Ruger Firearms. All right, welcome in all you Gun Talks hunters. I'm your host, KJ, and today we've got Mr. Kenneth Thrall of Kifaru. But, man, Kenneth, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I Facebook stalked you a little bit, and so I was like, okay, this guy, he gets it done. But I've got to see what AI crafts for his poem. So this is Kenneth Thrall of Kifaru's poem. It's called The Hunter's Call. Through mountain mist and valley deep, where shadows prowl and wild winds sweep, there strides a man both fierce and tall, the hunter's bold, Kenneth Thrall. With Kifaru gear upon his back, a load so light, no strength he lacks. Through tundra cold and desert wide, it holds his fate, his trust, his pride. A bow in hand, his arrow knocked, the silent stalk, the moment locked. A mighty bull, a charging beast, one swift shot, the hunter feasts. At times the rifle sings its tune, echoed loud beneath the moon. Yet Thrall seeks not just the kill, but nature's test, his iron will. Through frozen peaks and jungle heat, Kenneth roams where the wild hearts beat. A hunter's soul, a wanderer free, a name that echoes eternally. Man, that's your AI poem right there.
Wow. Yeah, that's solid. That's cool.
No, I mean, dude, if you don't have a little bit of fun with AI, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Come on.
Exactly.
But dude, so I'm gonna get into this, but I've really got Michael, our editor behind the camera, would really be ticked off if I went through and I forgot my brought to you buys. So this Gun Talk Hunt is brought to you by Silencer Central, Range Ready Studios, and Ruger Firearms. All right, Kenneth Thrall, Kifaru. Dude, you say you're the Swiss Army knife of Kifaru. So this is right up your wheelhouse, man. For those who haven't apparently listened to this podcast, because I talk about Kifaru quite a bit, what is Kifaru and what do you do with them, man?
Yeah. So Kifaru, a 28-year-old company, been around for a long time. And, Patrick Smith creating the company, everything, he definitely pioneered a lot within the backpack system, backpack hunting, but also TP system and shelters. Old, long-lasting company. A lot of different designs and backpacks over the years. I mean, you get guys coming in, they're like, I've had this bag for 25 years and it's still, rolling strong. So that's always, awesome to see and everything. And, American made, American sewing. So it's a very prideful, company and very close with everyone here. It's a good culture. But it's tough, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
tough materials, tough, to be able to withstand packing out heavy and really pack out whatever your body can handle. And we test that here and with our own hunts and everything like that. Like, I'm trying to break the frame and
Yeah.
still have not.
Well, dude, judging by your Instagram, I would say you're testing the load limits every fall. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you are laying down some phenomenal animals. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and my passion has always been hunting, and that's how I came across Kifaru in the first place was using some other packs before and breaking them as I'm out hunting, and that kind of leads you in the right direction towards a very good system, and I bought Kifaru and became a customer, and that's when I'm like, wow, this is game changing in a sense.
Yeah.
I can go hike anywhere, I can go anywhere in the backcountry or anywhere kill an animal and I know my pack's not going to fail coming out.
Yeah, that's
so
that when it fails is when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because trouble as far as like the body is concerned, because
Mhm.
when you pack these bags right, you guys design these in load bearing situations where the pack's going to make it out, but your body's not going to be wrecked. And when you start wrecking a bag, what you start to end up doing is you start going, well, I'm going to strap it, I'm going to use a toe strap to strap the hind quarter down, and then I'm going to just start stacking stuff on top of it when the bag, the frame either cracks or breaks, there's giving way or a seam rips. That's when your body is going to take the toll
Yeah.
for shoddy gear.
Hmm. Yep.
And
Yep. And it's a big difference. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
when you have that when you get back to your truck, it's like, wow, that pack destroyed me. You know what I mean? Like that kind of
yeah,
thing compared to when you get back
yeah.
to the truck, you're like, it is heavy weight and everything. You're going to be sore. But at the end of the day, you're like, that experience was insane. Like you're thinking about more of the experience and you're thinking about the pain that you're going
Yeah.
through. So it's
Well,
just like,
that's funny you say it because when I start to think about this, a good buddy, Josh Ward, he killed an elk in in the Wichita Mountains of Oklahoma, which a Wichita mountain in Oklahoma is not what you're thinking about in mountains. Think really big hills. How about that? For
mhm,
all the people out there, it's really big rocky hills. That's all it is. And I went in to help him haul his bull out with an old, like big game external frame, like pack. And that
mhm,
was the most uncomfortable I've ever been in carrying out a critter. Like it was hell. Like,
yeah,
and it just, that pack was not designed. It was designed to carry heavy loads, but it wasn't designed with the hunter in mind, I guess.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's like what our design is and everything is for the hunter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, yes, obviously they work in comfortability when it's under light loads and you could backpack, very easy. Like I go and backpack in the summer, just go catch fish or,
Yeah.
scouting and also, but it's dedicated to that hunter that is packing out heavy, and just packing out in general. So it's a big difference when you have that one before, right? Like I had
Yeah.
other packs, like we used to use those old, Weimar is where I'm from in Oregon, and they have just those, metal frame,
That's what it
just for
was.
hauling quarters. Yep, yep. And you
Yeah.
get those, and you're like just passing by. Like we would have to kill animals, and then I remember as a kid, we'd hike back to the truck, get those pack boards, and then go hike back and start packing
Well,
out.
dude, I will be honest with you. It like makes you having bad gear makes you second guess a shot or makes you second guess like your ability to make it out of a location that might be easy. It might
Yep.
be easy with, a good pack to get out. But man, if you're using bad gear,
Yeah.
it cuts your like limit in
Hmm.
half.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I was talking about. Like, where, in a sense, I'm not scared to kill an animal anywhere wearing a Kifaru. Like, I mean,
Right.
anywhere in the mountain, and that makes me, very confident in my hunting because I'm like, oh, this bull's over here, whatever, he's 5 miles back or anything like this. Like, I can go over there and kill him and I'm
Yep.
going to get it out instead of being like, I don't know if my pack can even handle that. So it's just like with your weapon, right? Like, you want to be proficient in everything with your weapon and confident in your weapon. You got to be confident in your gear as well.
Oh yeah.
And you know, like back when I was younger, shooting a bow, not tuned worth of anything. I got arrows flinging different ways sometimes, and I'm,
Like
it,
going
it puts,
here and
yeah, yeah. You have your one good arrow, and your three other bad ones, and they're at the
yeah.
back of the quiver.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of comparison, like where you get so confident with your weapon that you're like, I can make any shot. I
Yeah.
can make any shot like this to where I'm very confident with my backpack too, because I know I'm gonna kill something here, no matter
Yeah.
what. If as long as I can get on my feet with that much weight, then I can get it out.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a big difference from the lower, bad gear to having an upsell for your gear. But it's just like buying nice things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's
Oh
nicer
yeah.
and everything, yeah, it's gonna last for a long time, and just keep using it, beating the hell out of it.
So with one of the things that really kind of drew me to Kafaru is kind of modularity
Hmm.
within a lot of your systems. I've got I've got a steelhead pack, which is more of like a chest rig, sitting up here, and it's got a Hydra pack connected to it, just because you really have done a good job of like integrating, different systems, and they kind of cross pollinate between Kafaru, which is, I think, one of the cooler things that not a lot of companies are out there are doing. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, I'd say it's very accurate. And the cool thing is like, when you buy our bags and if they have attachments for like belt pouches and stuff like that, or different,
Yeah.
lids, and if you want to use a Sherman pocket, it's what I've noticed is everybody has their own style, right? Like it's hard to find someone that's like using the same thing. Of course, like there is, but it makes it modular and you can move your straps, your different compression straps wherever
Yeah.
you want. And cross pollinate like with the steel head and the hydro harness. You could use a hydro harness on your bino bucket as well.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes it to where for the broader audience, they can figure out what their system is and use it to how they do, how they want to use it.
Yeah.
So that's why when people ask, it's just like, do you like a bag that's very simplistic, or do you like a bag like the 44 mag where you can add, it already has pockets in there, you can add more pockets, or do you just get like a bag like the doll, where it's just literally a tube? Um,
Yeah.
People have different,
And
they want to have organized or not,
you're breaking my heart because, and we're gonna get to it after this break, but Kifaru is breaking my heart, and they're kind of lifting me up all in the same breath because they're relaunching a new version of the 44 mag, and that was my very first Kifaru bag to buy was the Kifaru because
hmm
it just fit my exact need. So on the other side of this, we're going to jump in and what features the 44 mag is, and let's talk about early season uh, preparation for your hunting, because now is the time to start preparing your body and your back for those tough backcountry hunts. All right, hunters, let's talk about a rifle so precise it makes your buddy's lucky shot look even luckier. The Ruger Precision Rimfire, or as the cool kids call it, the RPR. This beast has a heavy contour barrel, a Ruger Precision Rifle muzzle brake to tame recoil like a well-trained hunting dog, and an adjustable trigger that's smoother than your best pickup line at the bar. Need versatility? The multi-mag interface lets you run mags from AICS to Magpul style so you can stop hoarding magazines like a doomsday prepper. Plus, with a fully adjustable buttstock, this rifle fits you better than your favorite pair of hunting boots. Bottom line, if you want long-range accuracy, smooth operation, and durability built into one serious rifle, get yourself an RPR. It's time to prepare for the shot of a lifetime. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or new to the sport, preparation is key. I preach it all the time. At Range Ready Studios, we offer the training you need to make that shot of a lifetime. Chris Serino is on staff, and he has a host of instructors on hand to provide personalized trainings in state-of-the-art facilities and practical exercises that build your confidence and skills. From precision marksmanship to quick target acquisition, we've got you covered. Don't leave your success to chance. Visit rangereadystudios.com to learn more. All right, we're with Kenneth Thrall here, and we've talked a little bit about, Kifaru International and all that they do. Now, let's get into some early season stuff with a new bag coming out that's called the 44 Mag.
Yep. Yep. And for early season and like how at least I prepare, I hunt whenever there's really a season open for any sort of animal. So like right now, as we're coming into like bear season, I get tags in my Wyoming and in Montana and help a lot of people bear hunt. Like I love hunting bears.
Yeah.
But what I found is like when you're testing your gear for the fall, the spring is a great time to test it
Yeah.
because you get swings in weather, like you're going to get that 70 degrees in the day, or the next day you're going to have, 35 degrees and
Huh.
snowing, you know? So it's
Yep.
it's where you can test that kind of, your summer setup, but also your winter setup. Just depends on the weekend, really. It changes
Yeah.
so much. Um, but like
And
for preparation and like lungs and like building lungs
yeah.
is just getting out and hiking. Like there's no other better way to do it.
So let's talk about that. So new 44 mag is going to come out. Everybody's going
Yep.
to go out and buy one. I guarantee you this. When this comes out, it looks like it comes out in
Late
May,
April.
April,
So
May.
yeah, so the new 44 mag will be late April is when we
Okay.
launch it. So that's a perfect time as you're going into
Yeah.
spring in May and June.
So let's talk about a guy's preparation, and let's assume that he's like me and he's a flatlander
hmm
who's got to get in shape. how are you going to tell, how is he going to use his new 44 mag um, to help him achieve his goals in the fall?
Yeah. So what I'd say, like, the best thing to do is like throw 45, 40 pounds in there. Like, don't throw 80 pounds or 100 pounds and just start hiking
Day
around every
day
day.
one, 100 pounds. I'm gonna go walk.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, put in,
Oh,
yeah. Like, and that's the thing is like, I don't train heavy when I'm rucking or anything like that because I know that does put a wear on your body. Like, if
yeah,
you're putting on 80 plus pounds and just going out every day, you're already destroying your knees before you're even going to be packing out an animal.
yeah.
So I found that sweet spot of like 45, 40 pounds, or even like when I'm backpacking, obviously I have my camp and food and everything, and that's right around that 40 pounds. But that good weight, and then if you're a flatlander and stuff like that, if there is any sort of hill, like,
I
just sort
know.
of hill at all, just side hill it. Like you're
Yeah,
building in your ankles and everything like that. Side hilling will destroy people quicker than anything in the West. Like they'll
yeah.
sit there and they'll hike straight up a hill, straight down. Until you're in the mountains, you're going to be side hilling more than you're hiking straight up and down.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you know what I
It
mean?
will.
Yep. So
And
like,
go for it.
okay, yeah. So to just basically, if you can, is just side hill as much as you can. Try to build those muscles, go back and forth. Obviously, if you do one side, you're gonna, get one side stronger than the other.
Yeah,
But doing those side hills and obviously going up and down, just zigzagging through the hills, going side hill downhill, side hill uphill, it's gonna get you more prepared for the West in a sense, like, you're not gonna hike straight up the freaking mountain every time,
no,
as you're
there's
going
no way.
from 6,000 to 10,000 feet, you're gonna be zigzagging your way up it. So just wherever you have
Yeah.
a hill, just go up and down it, but side hill them.
Either that or you could be the guy like I am because like I Kenneth, I'm telling you right now, like when I tell you it's flat down here in like the New Orleans area, like
Yeah.
there's no hills. So I'm the guy who will pack it with 45 pounds and I will go to the gym and I will ruck on the Stairmaster and I will walk
Yes.
sideways up the Stairmaster or do little things like that, like switch my hips, walk
Hmm.
this way for a little bit, switch the hips, walk that way for a little bit. So like that for me has been a pretty good like I mean, it hasn't prepared me because there's going to be that day one shock. There is
Oh
day
yeah.
one shock. I kid you not. Once you hit the mountain and you're like, holy crap, I forgot my lungs are not used to not having oxygen.
Yes. Yeah. Especially when you're coming out west and you hit elevation. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah. So like that's one thing. You can never really prepare for the elevation aspect. But like you're doing like stair steppers and stuff, that will get your muscles very much so ready.
Yeah.
And when you get there, it's just and your lungs will acclimate. Like you've noticed, like within, a few days, your lungs will start to acclimate and then
Yeah.
you'll be ready to go. So
Yeah.
definitely don't get discouraged when you show up and you can't breathe. Just keep pushing
No,
through
it
it.
happens. It happens to everyone. I mean, it just does. I mean, there's no
Hmm.
like, I mean, I guess there's the occasional freak of nature out there that like no oxygen doesn't bother them, but
Hmm.
that freak of nature is not me. So talk a little bit about the 44 mag. I mean, we've kind of
Hmm.
talked about, the ways to get prepared, but talk a little bit about the upcoming 44 mag bag pack and what its upgraded features are from the old one because I
Hmm.
really like the old one.
Yeah. And you're really gonna love the new one, really. So the old one, 4,780 cubic inches, and the new one's gonna be the same capacity, pretty much
Okay.
same bag design, like everything. But you had that MOLLE webbing on the back for your
Yep.
belt pouches. So we took all that off, and now we have the ability to do laser cutting. So now we have two strips of laser cut going on the back, and
Okay.
has the MOLLE attachment, so you can put two belt pouches on the back if you want to. And then one 3/4 inch compression strap that goes along the back. So
Yeah.
you can strap your bow or your rifle to the back of it, and a little sleeve down at the bottom that you can put the stock, your buddy stock of your rifle down at the bottom,
Or the
or,
cams. Yeah.
yep, or the cams, and also, tripod if you want to put it in the back, just put a couple of sticks there. Um, so it has that 3/4 inch compression, and it's an auto lock buckle, so it's not adjustable. So the auto lock will lock it in there, so it's not going
Okay.
to be as you're moving. Your rifle could slide with those adjustables, but that should keep it tight. And then, um, both side pockets are still going to be there for like a spotting scope and tripod.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing changing up top in a sense of the lid. So there's going to be, one lid access and then another on the top there where you can put like your keys and licenses and stuff.
Right.
Um, and then the mesh pockets on the back or inside the bag as you open the clamshell. Um, you'll have, as in the old one, you had two pockets. You had the top one and then that long straight one.
Yeah.
So we X the long straight one because no one really uses it. And then we still have the mesh one up on the top of the lid. And you know how the old one had the vertical zipper on
Yeah.
the top there? Now we have it horizontal. So you can flip that lid over, zip it horizontal, and be able to access it a lot easier. Um, so it's kind of, same capacity bag, same kind of general design in a sense of, the two pockets on the side, can still put belt pouches on in the back of it. And taking off all that webbing, it lightened it up quite a bit,
Really?
'cause yeah, because that webbing, it starts to add weight, especially if you get it wet and everything. Because now it's just laser cut with Cordura that's sewn onto the back.
Man,
So,
looking at the two comparisons and go look at them because that's it's there there is a very they're very similar, but they're very different.
mhm,
Like, I mean, you guys have like kind of you've made it a little bit more sleek, it
mhm,
seems.
yes, yeah. Aesthetically, it looks great,
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. And, having the ability to do laser cutting now and all that stuff, it definitely streamlines a lot more of our
Right.
system. Uh, and we thought, the 44 mag is a great bag. And like you said, the 44 mag is the first bag you got. When I
Yeah.
was first bought my bag from Kifaru, it was a 44 mag.
Oh really?
Yep. Yeah,
That's
first
funny.
bag I ever got. So it's kind of cool now, working for the company now and kind of, in that design process of, revamping the 44 mag. Um, and I think it's been received really well already. And, I like that style. I go back and forth. Sometimes I like a simplistic style. Sometimes, I like
Yeah.
having more pockets. Um, but that 47, 100 cubic inch bag, it's good for that day trip, but also, you can get 3 to 5 days out of it. Just depends on how you pack. Um,
Well, and with the arc, the arc frame that you guys are doing now, I mean, my gosh, that's probably one of the more comfortable frames I've ever
mhm.
put on.
Yeah.
Like, it is nice.
Oh, yeah. And it's nice in a sense too when, it's always going to be able to haul. Like if any frame were
Hmm.
going to come out, it's going to be able to haul weight. But that bag is very comfortable when it's just you're hiking in with your day stuff or just
Yeah.
like that, just wearing it. Torsionally, it flexes with your body, but still has the rigidity for when you throw heavy loads on that
Yeah.
it's not gonna buckle, you know.
So, all right, let's give these people what they really want. They do want hunting stories, and I get it, but but Kafaru has so many packs. Like, how does
Mhm,
a guy go in and how does he narrow down what to look for and what he needs out of a pack from Kafaru?
mhm. So first thing you come up is like, are you a day hunter? Are you a backpack hunter? Or you're gonna be extended trips, or are you every in between? You know what I mean? Like you're gonna do day trips where you're gonna backpack. Um, so like I'll narrow that down for you right now. Like if you're backpacking in that 3 to 5 day range and you're not going to go for 10 days or 7 days, um, then the bedlam is a great choice,
Yeah.
and it has a load shelf on there and still great for day trips and you can compress it pretty well. If you're a day hunter, like it's either the Striker XL or the Hellbender. I really love the Hellbender and
Yeah.
I've used that bag more than anything, and packed up more animals with that. Uh, so those two bags, great. Just depends on if you want modularity, then get the Striker XL. If you
Yeah.
kind of want a bag that you're just going to buy and it'd be ready to go, get the Hellbender.
Yeah.
And the big bag, the Absaroka, 7+ days that you can backpack with that, 6,500 cubic inches. Uh, Already has the pockets on the back, so you don't have to add belt pouches to it and just zip it open. And then, that 44 mag as well in that in between range with the 3 to 5 with the Bedlam. Like I think those two bags are gonna compete with each other now.
Yeah.
Um, because the 4,900 cubic inch bag is the Bedlam, and then 4,700 with the 44 mag.
Yeah.
So that in between zone there. If I would say get an all around bag, always go big.
Yeah.
Go big. So get the Absaroka, and the way we designed that, and actually with the 44 mag as well, the compression straps that come from the side of the frame
Yeah.
are with a girth hitch. So that creates
Oh,
it, yep, to be able to suck that buckle tight to the frame. So when you're in, day mode, you suck that tight and it compresses that bag really tight. Um, so like with the Absaroka, like I can go, like last year I had a backpack bear hunt in Montana, killed a bear, came back, and then I went after work, to go out here in Wyoming, shot a bear there, but I used it in day mode, so I just sucked it up and then
yeah.
hiked into the spot real fast and used it then. I like hauling meat in the bag as well. So when I have the Absaroka, you have the extra space and just load it in there and go.
So
Um,
that's what I do too. Like I
mhm,
mean, these have load shelves and stuff like that, man. Typically, man, I'm throwing that stuff in the whole bag. Like I'm just like
yep,
going, just keep dumping in, and it'll hold as much as I put in it. I mean,
yep,
it's really awesome.
yep, yeah. But yeah, it's whatever personal preference. Like we're always going to have a load shelf on there, and there's some times where I've used it where, backpacking for elk, and I just have a bivy set up and stuff. But like fitting an elk quarter there,
Yeah.
with everything is tough. So when I have that and I have my camp, I'll use that load shelf. But even when I get back to the truck with that first load, I'll attach everything back and just throw the meat in the
Yeah.
bag when I come back.
I know,
Um,
right? Like it's
yeah,
so much easier.
yeah, just to be able to throw it in and everything. Um, but yeah, so like, yes, we have a broad range of bags, and we kind of are discontinuing quite a bit to be able to kind of create a core lineup that's easier for the customer to
Yeah.
pick apart. So yes, we have a lot of bags. You go on there right now, there's a ton, but a lot of those bags are, being discontinued, like the Dahl, the Nargali, the Fulcrum, uh, the 44 mag, the the first one, the
Oh,
Hoodlum.
you break my heart just because that bag's like means something to me. Like I mean,
Mhm.
it is. I've shot guns off of it. Like I've used that for like to take a lot of animals. Like, man, it
Mhm.
like I've got burn marks on the bag. Like it's a
Yeah.
great bag. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean it happens out in the field. You never know what's going to happen, and that's the
Hmm.
tough thing about like finding a good bag. And when you find a good bag, you kind of stick to it. You kind of get attached to it.
Yep.
I'm sure it's got to be different for you because you're always testing something new out. You're always figuring new things out, and that's got to be maddening to you, right?
Yes. At times, yeah. So like, I have favorite bags like the Bedlam. Like I love that bag and I haven't used it since we started testing it. Which was 2 years ago.
That drive me
Um,
nuts.
I know. And I love that bag. And I'd like the Absaroka this year, loved it, which I got to use that for the most of the year. And then the Hellbender, I always come back to the Hellbender because we really haven't created a day style pack in a while.
Yeah,
Just the Striker XL and Hellbender have been crushing it. So why fix something that's not broke?
right.
Um, so I'd keep using those. But yeah, just like, or the Hoodlum. Like honestly, the Hoodlum is my favorite Kifaru bag of all time.
Oh,
And yeah, I love that bag and I haven't used that in 3 years.
jeez, that would
Yeah,
drive me. Man, I don't know if I could do it. I
yeah,
mean, because we did get that all the time. I mean, when you're hunting, like most guys, like out there, you've got a favorite gun or if you got a favorite
hmm,
bow. Like,
yep,
but if you're on the media side of things, like you're always testing something different out. You're always trying something new. And so you can't
hmm,
really work into a groove with one firearm. You've got to become proficient and effective with all firearms, and they all need to
yep,
work.
yeah,
I mean, you're in the same boat.
yep. And I definitely wish I could use those other ones at times, but I also love the aspect of testing stuff,
Yeah.
coming back, going over it, and then kind of fine tuning everything. I think that part is definitely a lot of fun. So I kind of have a yin yang type thing to it, but
Yeah.
uh, maybe one day if I just know that there's going to be really no reason for pictures or anything like that, just take out the hoodlum and just
Yeah.
go crank with it. But
Just just go to work. I mean,
yep,
yeah,
yeah,
that's all our hope, man, is one day we'll find the perfect, but you've always got to innovate. I mean, I
oh
think that's
yeah,
the name of the game, and that's what people want to see.
yep,
That's why, like, I mean, like the steelhead, like, man, there's a million different ways you could use this thing.
yeah,
And I mean, I think that's the beautiful thing of it is that you that Kifaru is able to offer that many things to serve a broad perspective.
Yep. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's definitely nice. 'Cause, like, amount of steelheads that I've actually sold to people that are working in the working class, like surveyors or hounds, like just different stuff that's not fishing related. Um, I feel like I've actually sold more to that aspect than the fishing side, but
Yeah,
it works, you know what I mean? And
I
people
know.
use it for fishing and then also use it for other stuff.
Dude, NRL. Like
Yeah.
NRL, this is a great little NRL bag, like a chest rig if you want. Like, I mean, you can
Hmm.
just because you can dump your binos in there, leave the front pocket open because it's not gonna fall open because it has little like little tie. I don't know what you call those wings.
Like Tweave. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
so it's not gonna fall open. So I mean, there's more pockets in here than you know what to do with. I mean, so
Yeah, exactly.
it really is. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, Kenneth, what hunts do you have planned up for this spring?
Yeah, so the spring's actually going to be pretty jam-packed. I got Wyoming bear, I have Montana bear, and then there's going to be Alaska bear hunt too. Um, and yeah, that one's going to be fun. Definitely excited.
Where at in
Um,
Alaska? Is it interior or?
Interior, yep, yep.
Yeah.
So it'd be we had a moose hunt up in this area last year. So I'm going to go back up there with those guys with Viking Armament and Dillinger. And we're going to go hunt black bears up in the interior.
Wait, did you say
Um,
Hearn's going on that?
no,
Okay. I
Dillinger.
th Okay, Dillinger. All
Yep,
right. Because I was fixed to
yep.
say if Hearn's going, I'm gonna be upset because he didn't send me an invite.
Yeah. No, it'll be with Grant from Viking Armament and then,
Well, that's
the Dylan,
awesome.
yeah, the Dillinger crew and then Tyler Pratt's gonna be there too. So yeah, we're just gonna go out in
Dude, that'll be a
Argos and
fun camp.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a blast. We're gonna have a good time. Definitely, you can shoot wolves too. So it's just gonna be if we see
Stack them.
anything, yep, we're gonna be
Stack as many as you can get.
yep, yep. But I think you can get 2 bear tags, so it's just gonna be a good trip and I'm really excited for that. But also excited for my hunts here. I love Wyoming for bears and Montana for bears. Um, got a couple people in office that haven't killed a bear before. So I'm
Oh,
going to try to get them out and see if they can get their first ones, so it's going to be an
dude, that's
action-packed
awesome.
spring. Yeah. And
Heck
I love
yeah.
spring bears. They're fun.
I love bear hunting in general, and I talked about it
Yeah.
I think a couple of weeks on the podcast, and I mean it's one of my favorite things to do of all time. Like there's nothing like it.
Hmm. Yeah. There's nothing like it in a sense. Like for me, like I love elk and like obsessed over elk for so long. And then I found mule deer hunting. So now I'm obsessed over mule deer. But
Yeah.
my echelon is like I love mule deer, then spring bear, and then elk. Like
Yep. Oh
spring
yeah.
bears are so much fun. And
Yeah.
I don't really pay attention to them in the fall because I am so focused on mule deer. And then also that's when elk season is. But
Yeah.
spring bear comes and that's all. I haven't shot a turkey in a long time.
Oh,
Like,
I know. Like
yeah.
it's turkey hunting really kind of took a back seat to me.
Yep.
Um, I mean, just because of the bear thing, and
Hmm.
I mean, it's so much fun because
Yeah.
they have as good a chance to eat you as you do them. So,
Yeah. And they're smart. Like, and
oh
they,
yeah,
yeah, they're smart and they know how to survive in that country. And especially in
yeah,
the West, I mean, they're living in stuff that, up high in the high country, super steep, almost in like literally in the cliffs. So you're hunting them on a mountain hunt. So that's
yeah,
why I think I'm so obsessed with them because I'm hunting them like, in mountain goat country.
yeah.
And,
That's
and
cool.
yeah, so it's a good time and I'm definitely very pumped for it. It's been a long winter.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck, man. Enjoy it, and I mean, Kafaru. If you don't know them by now, I mean, you've got a better understanding of who they are. And Kenneth, man, you provide a lot of insight on that. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem at all. And definitely great talking to you.
All right, guys. Gun Talk Hunters, you know the drill. Keep those muzzles pointed in a safe direction and always be on the hunt.